Alright guys, we're back again with another episode of Kuroko no Basket. We have episode 15 of season 3 here up and ready to go. Last episode, we continued on with the backstory. We are still kind of in the game of, or in the realm of the prequel origin of the miracles, and we're kind of at the point where everything starts to fall apart. We just saw the whole like Almine backstory again, where he kind of loses interest in basketball because he's so good. We sort of see like not Kisei, what's his name again? Akashi. We've sort of been seeing him kind of shift into his like more cold demeanor that we are so used to in present day. So I'm looking forward to what else happens. I don't know if we're going to be focusing on like maybe Midorima, Murasaki Bara, if each character is going to like have a moment where they sort of get uninterested, they drift away from the group, or if it's just going to be like one big fall apart sort of thing. Everything goes wrong, they graduate and don't care anymore, that sort of thing. So I'm excited. I don't know if this is the final episode of the backstory. I'm sort of hoping so, but I wouldn't mind another episode. It's very interesting to see everyone like young again, just kind of, you know, the beginning of the downfall of everything, and kind of how it's leading into Akashi's match with Kuroko and Kagami. That's his name. Haven't seen him in a few episodes. Forgot his name. It's okay. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna hop right into it and see what happens. So let's go. Second year in a row. Oh, so is this like their final match? Wait, so... More snacks. Yep. Yeah, everyone's in a whole different range of emotions. Got some guy like just, you know, I just want to snack on food. Almine's over here being like, man, I want to kill myself. But it's just having it rough. It's his own fault. It's his own doing. So, sorry, it's their second time in a row winning this tournament. Like, second year in a row that they'd be the champions. Does that mean we've kind of been, like, progressing through both their second years and third years? Like, was this just a huge time jump? And the second time that they've won together, I take it is what he means. Okay. So maybe we're coming close to the end of, like, you know, they're going to graduate and move on to their other schools. Oh. Doing what you're doing. I'll do it. Oh. And we know that obviously he doesn't do it because Almine stays the same. So this captain, or this coach, or whichever he is, coach, I guess, he's just not that good of a dude. Everyone can tell that he's not in a good mental spot when it comes to the sport or kind of, you know, life in general at this point. And they want to, like, console him. They want to, like, be there for him and try to help him out of that. But the coach is just here saying, no, you guys don't need to do that. You guys focus on just the game. I'll deal with that. And then just probably never does. I mean, maybe not. Maybe we'll see him attempt something, I suppose. Oh, okay, sorry. I might have spoke too soon. I need to apologize. Okay, sorry. We spoke way too soon. Should have waited. Oh, he even saw this whole thing coming. Yeah, he was more curious than caring. What's that? Maybe eventually. So don't give up. Okay. You know what? I respect that, though. Sorry. I won't cut what I said about him just because then you guys can see my own stupidity, and I don't want to hide from that. But also because it kind of, you can see how much this like kind of curveballed on me, and I appreciate it now. I didn't think he was really going to do anything. I thought, you know, typical old guy coach doesn't care that much about like the mental health of his players, more cares about winning and the results, right? That's kind of what I assumed of him. And I'm glad that they kind of said, no, that's not how it is. He actually does care. He just realizes that he can't really do anything himself about it. The only thing he can do is give Almine this even tiny bit of hope that in the future it can be resolved. It can be like he can become the way he already was once before when he enjoyed the sport. But he just has to not give up. He can't quit the sport thinking that he's the best ever. He'll never find someone. He has to keep playing, keep playing. When we met Almine, he was in that state where it's kind of like, well, if you're not enjoying it, why are you even playing in the first place? So maybe he did hold on to the coach's words, and that's nice. At least Almine didn't give up the entire time, as in of a dark of a spot as he thought. Oh, okay, so no, I was also reading that wrong. I guess we are still in our only... I guess it was their second tournament? Like, there was the winter one and then the summer one? Is that... Or the summer and then the winter? I forget the order. I'm worried. Too strong, yep. He's like, man, I let them grow, but you've grown way too much. It's starting to fade away. Oh, and the coach, is he sick? So long as you're around. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you were asking for him to just keel over at that point. Those were the magic words. You could have said anything else and bro would have been fine. But, oh, as long as you're around. Head coach. And he just doesn't have that magic touch. Oh, trying to go on his own rather than passing. Doing his own thing. Even Akashi noticed that. Made the shot. Yep. Doesn't care about the critiques. Akashi's like, man, you're lucky. You're like, you got 3 feet on me, bro. Yeah. Yeah, thinks he's stronger than them now. Probably crushed my teammate. Yeah. He's getting way too, like... Oh, his ego is just inflating at a ridiculous rate. If I can make it from here. Don't even need to pass, right? Doesn't need to rely on anyone. They all get so full of themselves. They're each like, I don't need the other miracles. I'm fine on my own. I don't even need teammates. Yeah. And he can tell. Yeah, and then you got external forces coming in, also putting in their 2 cents. See, that's what I'm talking about. The old-ass man that doesn't care about the mental health. Of course, it's the chairman, not the coach. I should have seen that coming. That's also a trope. The one who has, like, no actual personal contact to the team whatsoever is saying how the team needs to be run. Doesn't care about what happens to the players, what happens to the coach. I feel bad for this man. I don't remember his name, but, you know, the new coach that had to take over. He kind of took on after the other coach. He's trying to be the same as him. He's trying to, like, keep these students in mind and what they're going through and how to, like, best benefit them. And he even doesn't want to give them special treatment. He knows that the miracles are, like, the most important people on the team, just, you know, figuratively, but he is even speaking up to the chairman being like, no, this is wrong. Like, we can't put them on every game. Like, there's other students plus the mental effect that all these miracles are already going through. We shouldn't do that to them. We don't know what'll happen. And the chairman's just like, I don't give a shit. You publicize the school. Like, we need to get our name out there. And obviously that attention is going to inflate all the miracles' egos more, and then we know what happens. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Kuroko, the one pure soul that she can rely on. Really, like, realistically, what could Kuroko do? Even the miracles, like, they it's hard to say they take Kuroko seriously, but also I don't think they really ever saw him as, like, a complete equal to them. So he couldn't really do much to keep them intact. His dad seems like a bit of a hard ass. So he's got... So Akashi's got that family pressure built on, too. So now he's bullying people. Yeah, it's gotten to that point. He's straight up yelling at his teammates. You can see all the threads just, you know, untwining. Is that even a word? Untwining. Sorry, I'm trying to be clever with it, but trying to be like wise, philosophical, but it's just not working. Don't come to practice. Trying to find the best of both worlds. And yeah, you can see in Amine's face. I don't think that was the answer he was looking for, but it's kind of the coach telling him, like, yeah, you do have a problem. You're ahead of everyone. You don't even need to bother with practice. Like, it's kind of solidifying the mindset. There's more people like putting him down kind of than actually helping him. Like, I think Kuroko's trying to, but we haven't seen him say anything. The coach, the old one, would have probably stood up for him, but the new one, he's too young. He can't stand up against the chairmaster. Yep, going to the insults. Damn, like, what did Kuroko do to deserve this from you, man? Yep, again, not relying on anybody. Okay. Kuroko never even tried passing to him? Why? Ooh. You can see it's hurting him. Like, he's not just doing it out of spite. Honestly, they're doing a great job of taking these scenes that we've kind of seen before and adding on to them. We saw the whole, like, when he was in the game, why he gave up. Like, yeah, the only one who can beat me is me. We knew all that already. But that scene was new, of them talking underneath the overpass there. And that might have been the most effective one yet. Because we can see just the pain. Like, the animation and, like, art in this is crazy. You can see the pain and the anger, like, in Aomine's eyes, just from that one scene. And you can tell he's not just, like, bitter. He is heartbroken. And that is what's making him, like, upset. He's feeling a wide range of emotions right now, and that's why he's, like, lashing out at Kuroko, lashing out at kind of everybody, even the other teammates before that he said weren't blocking and giving everyone attitude. It's helping us to fully understand why he's in that, why he thinks that's necessary, or why, like, I'm not watching him and only feeling, like, anger at him. I genuinely feel, like, bad for him. I don't know if I'd use the word pity, but I understand where he's coming from. It does hurt to think, like, he loved basketball so much, and then it just slowly, like, his own talent started to crush him because it took the fun away. Man, what is with the focus on Aomine again? Like, I didn't need to go through this. We didn't need to go through all this stuff again, but I do appreciate it. And Kuroko, man, he's going through it too. He's trying to keep them together. He's doing a better job trying to keep the team together than Akashi's doing. I think he would, yeah. He's focused on not losing the team, so is even he gonna do that shit? Then it couldn't be you. Yeah, no. He's full of himself again. But we see in present day that he does still listen to Akashi, right? So does Akashi just chump him? Yeah, do it, man. Bro deserves it. Ooh, that's so cold. We've seen Aomine do that too, where the ball is, like, purely on the ground and they're just like, and it just, man did it in one. He was like, boom. I want to know how to do that. That'd be such a flex on everybody. Yeah, and even he's regretting the choice, like, immediately. Okay. It's about the one and only time I'm cheering for Akashi. Last. Oh, is this how he's gonna, like, evolve into that the snake eye or whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm forgetting. Remember, I was on a break for a long time. What do they call him? Oh yeah, he's going through an evolution right now. Oh, just shut down. Yep. Yeah, look what you did, bro. You caused that. You caused all the pain that's going on right now. Freaking, I should have known. It was always Murasaki Bada and his bullshit. Those who defy me. Not even my parents. Damn. I mean, maybe giving him... Ooh. Nice. Feels good to see Murasaki fold like that. Damn. Yep, and he made the comeback. Of course he did. We knew he would. Ooh, that's tough. Obviously, it's not just Murasaki Bada that caused it. It's his family life, like Akashi's family life. It's everything to do with Aomine, everything to do with all the miracles. The coach, losing the coach. Like, we saw in those flashbacks, he was thinking, like, he went back to winning is everything. Every negative part that he could focus on, he focused on, and that's how he's gotten his mindset. Rather than focusing on the good that the coach did, like, he kind of forgets about that, and he focuses on his dad saying winning is everything. That's heartbreaking too, because, like, there was many good people in Akashi's life trying to teach him the right way of doing things. And then, you know, a little bit of negativity or a lot of negativity comes along and just shows him, like, hey, no, you have to do it this way. Winners are... What did he just say? Sorry, I need to go back. Winners are validated and losers are denied. And that kind of seems to be the basis of what he now thinks, of his current mindset in the present time, is that winners are the ones who deserve everything. And anybody who loses doesn't quite deserve, well, anything. Like, it's kind of touch and go. I feel like we did see some scenes where he didn't treat the losers super terribly. He kind of had a little bit of respect for him. Like Midorima, I think he kind of told him, like, no, like, you put up a good fight. So, or the whole team, he's like, no, you guys put up a good fight. I have to at least respect that. But he still had that whole sense of, like, I'm better than you. Damn. So like I said, man, domino effect. Aomine, and then Murasaki Bada, and then Midorima, and then kind of Murasaki Bada to Akashi again. It just all went terribly, bro. It's kind of funny how Kisei's always, like, the positive one, though. Kisei's the one that's always like, hey, man, great shot. Great shot. I think that's his only line that he's had this episode. Yo, man, you did great. Great shot. That's an interesting line, though. The not even my parents thing. I don't quite get it. I thought he didn't, like, so maybe now he starts treating his parents bad? Because it seemed like he was listening to his dad before. Whatever his dad was saying, he was like, yes, sir, yes, man. Oh? Oh, really? Going against that now? What kind of bullshit is this? In a way. Yeah, exact opposite of what Kuroko believes in. Man, Kuroko's just missing all this. He's just gonna walk in and it's gonna be the most awkward situation ever. Oh, it really is. It's just him standing there. It's terrifying. Yeah. Midorima knows better than anybody. Yeah, he's like, that's the true him finally coming out. I don't think I can believe that, though. Who are you? Yeah. He does. He looks like a completely different dude, even. Yeah. Can't call this a team. That's a great way of putting it. Like, basketball is a team sport, and they've made it basically as far from that as they could. Everyone is just doing their own thing. Look at these guys. Look at it. None of them cares anymore. Maybe Kisei. Like, Kisei is the only one that we haven't seen going through a complete, like, downfall. Aomine barely, like, he doesn't care anymore. Murasaki Bada rather be other places too. Midorima thinks he's better than everyone too. They are all just out of it, man. Like, and it's impressive that they're still as good as they are in this state. Like, it kind of goes against everything that you see about, like, teamwork always wins. Teamwork always overcomes all. And obviously that's not the case when you're going up against these dudes at this point in time, which is worse because it's so negative. It is such a negative perspective. Obviously, like, we're going to learn in the future that that's not the case because, you know, they fell apart. Overall, they fell apart. That you could call them losing because of that. I just feel, well, I was going to say I feel bad for everybody involved. Murasaki Bara? Maybe. He's the one I feel the least bad for because he was always sort of this non-caring dude. It definitely was, like, amplified though because of these events going on. He probably was, you know, he saw Aomine. Well, we know that he saw Aomine, knew Aomine didn't have to come to practice. So he was just like, this is bullshit. Why do I have to? I'm on the same level as Aomine. I believe I am. Anyway, on the same level as Aomine. Why should I come too? And that sort of started this whole thing. But man, Akashi, at least we saw the origins of him. And Midorima, like, he knew that there was that version of Akashi in him. And now he's saying, like, that's the real him. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I feel like maybe that's just me being a positive thinker. I want to think that the real version of Aomine, or of Akashi, sorry, is like the nice version. And this is just kind of what he felt he needed to do. And it kind of drove him to it. I'm hoping losing against Kuroko and Kagami it can do the same thing. It'll have the same effect it had on Aomine, right? Turn him at least a little bit back into a normal human being. Damn. Okay. Even Kisei, man. Just the overall negativity of the team is coming to him. Is like, he is affected by just the environment now. He's like, man, this is just miserable. Yeah, that's the problem. Can't just enjoy it. Oh, are you sure about that? Oh, well, at least he admits it. Simply took over. And he's like happy about it. Is the team change? Yeah, you could say that too. But yeah, they kind of see each other as the enemies at this point. Man. These guys are just miserable human beings. And even having, like, bringing Kuroko to tears, how do you feel good about yourself after that? How does Akashi go home and sleep? Before nationals. Yeah, no, that's completely fair, Kuroko. Don't listen to this jackass. I won't stop you. Yeah, just quit, bro. I think he quits, doesn't he? Or does he hang on until, like, graduation? I can't remember. But I think he should. Like, even, I'm pretty sure he does. And that was 100% the best choice. Having these people weigh you down. Akashi, man. He's definitely the worst of them. But the rest of them aren't doing that much better. The only one I'd say that's still semi-normal is Kisei. Even Midorima, like, he doesn't seem that bad, but you can tell he's more, like, he was even practicing with himself, saying, like, oh, if I can make it from here, implying that, like, he doesn't need anybody. He's at that stage too where he just has a different mindset on practice. He thinks, like, oh, if you don't do everything humanly possible, I can't look at you with respect. And that's why he sort of starts to dislike Murasaki Bara and Aomine, because they're skipping out on practice. They're not even trying anymore. But I think kind of, you know, Kisei saw through that too. He's like, oh no, Midorima's also being pretty, like, miserable now. I'm just gonna do my thing here. Not, like, he's not even enjoying it. You can tell on the look on his face. That man doesn't care, Kisei. He's just there because he has to be, or he wants to be, but it's not a fun time for him. And then you got Kuroko here, the most hopeful out of all of them, the one who still genuinely, wholeheartedly believes that, you know, there's more important things than just winning the game. And they're just, Akashi's just here pushing him down, being like, no, winning is the only thing. If you want to quit, I'm not going to stop you. But if you want to keep playing this game that you love, you got to just put up with it, suck it up, and deal with our mindset, our policy that we have now. God, I somewhat understand Akashi. Like, the whole double personality thing is still kind of weird to me. Like, was that really necessary? Like, to say, like, oh no, I have another one, but it was taken over. Like, it's the bad one now, is kind of what he was saying. Well, he didn't say it was bad, but we know it's the bad one. I feel like they could have gone without doing the whole double personality thing. It didn't need to be. It could just be he became bitter, he became resentful, or he became egotistical. It didn't need to be a whole double personality thing. But you have Akashi here, who the team, I would argue he was correct about saying the team changed him, not the other way around. It started falling apart way before Akashi became what he is. Aomine, if anyone's to blame, it's Aomine, but I don't think we really need to be pointing fingers. It was just kind of inevitable. With these types of people who are so competitive and have this much talent, they're going to start looking at each other and thinking, well, you're the only one who I can go up against, like, equally, right? You're the only one who I see as an equal. Everyone else is boring. Like, of course I want to kind of, things are going to get heated between you. And I see where Akashi's coming from. Like, if we try to force them to work together, then that's when everything is going to implode. Where like everything's gonna get pretty damn heated, fights between each other. It's easier to just keep the distance, only play together during an actual game, and then split up again. I understand the idea. I don't agree with it. I mean, if the team is going to implode, let it implode. The miracles don't have to be a thing. You don't have to keep the miracles around at the cost of your ego. I'm saying that word a lot, but it's all their egos, man. I don't know what other word to use. They're just being miserable because they want to win. Akashi just wants to win. He thinks it's the most important. He got that from his dad, I assume. Everything. This whole episode was just sad and depressing, but it's giving us such a good, a great start to this Akashi match. It is finally at the point where I see why we're seeing this, because it's kind of like, you could argue that Akashi started it all. I'd rather look at it not quite like that, but if you did, it makes sense as to seeing this flashback, because Kuroko sort of blames Akashi for what happened, so maybe that's why he's telling the story right now. But it just connects, right? You have all these miracles falling apart. Akashi was sort of the one to cement it. He was the one that, he maybe could have helped to fix things, because the team, had respect for him. He was the captain. And rather than taking, a more healthy way of trying to keep everyone together, he split everyone apart. So I can understand why Kuroko blames him. And I'm not going to argue against it, because it could be correct. This episode did a great job of showing, why everyone became the way they did, and having us, kind of, not hate them for it. I get it. I get why everyone became who they were. Everyone had a reason to become the way they did, and I get it, but it's sad seeing someone like Kuroko, who believes so heavily in, the good in people, the good in the sport, the good in, teamwork, just being, brought down by all of this. And man was in tears at the end, bro. Akashi had him crying with his whole bullshit speech of why we don't need to be working together, why it's better for that not to be the case. And I'm glad that Kuroko, he was able to fight through it rather than just kind of folding to it like the rest of the miracles did. The rest of them gave up, basically. You could say that they just gave up. Kuroko, he did not. It seems like he's coming close. He was listening to Akashi and being like, maybe, you may be right. You may be correct. But we know that he doesn't stick with that. We know that he decides to go up against that. And that's why, the current events of the anime have been going on, because he wants to beat them and show them that there is all a better way. That's the only way of showing them, is to beat them. If they're also damn intent on winning, that they're the best in the world, you just got to beat them and show them, no, you're not. You're trash. Okay, maybe not that last part, but that's what I'd be saying to him. Either way, man's going to get crushed by Kuroko and Kagami, and I hope that he learns his lesson just like everyone else did. That winning is not everything. Sometimes teamwork is the best. Well, usually always. hell, I'd even say always teamwork is the best option. Even if you win without it, you're not having a good time. You're not. Like I said, you could still call it losing, because how can anybody enjoy playing like that? I don't think anybody can. It's you think you are, but then you actually experience true like victory with teamwork and you feel goddamn good. You feel a lot goddamn better. Either way, man, a great episode. I 100%, I wasn't sure about it, if I'm being honest, because the last episode wasn't bad, but it was kind of a lot of like Almine recap with some new stuff. But I was worried it would be sort of the same thing. But I'm glad that we got like a decent amount of like just, you know, fucking drama. We got a good amount of character drama, and it was well thought out amongst the miracles. Like each one kind of, I don't know, each one was kind of just in their own head. It wasn't just like, oh, these assholes. It was more like, oh, like, yeah, I see it. I get why they're like that now. It seems like there might be a little bit more, like maybe we'll see Kuroko quit the team, something along those lines, but I feel like we're coming to a close with it. So I think I'm going to end the video off there. That's really all I want to say. I feel like I talked quite a bit. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want to stay updated on this series or any other series that I do, I'm currently done with Mushoku Tensei. I just finished it off. Don't quite know what I'm doing yet. I think I might do a movie or something, so just, I don't know, let me know what you guys want to see. I do have a Patreon link down below if you want to help support me a little bit more, plus gives you early access to the videos. It's highly appreciated from me as well. And that's it. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.